Tonight's game wasn't televised. Man United versus Leeds, or Leeds Man United, however you want to put it. And it was a 2-2 draw. I seen the highlights, and Leeds looked decent. Man United looked decent, even though they were behind. And I've come across TalkSport's reaction to it, and I haven't watched it, so I'm going to react to what they're saying.
What did you make of the game?
I thought it was an excellent game. I mean, as a neutral watching that, Leeds were brilliant, absolutely superb. They started off brilliantly. Nonto getting the goal. We spoke about him.
That Nonto guy, I don't know where he came from. I was looking at his profile maybe a month or two ago, or maybe a little bit more than that. And I just looked at him because I saw him as a short guy, black guy, plays on the wing, on the left side, short, stocky, skillful. And I think it said he was Italian, but I'd never heard of him. And he seems to be getting better every time I watch him. He's definitely good enough to play in the Premier League. It's just whether he's going to be as consistent as he's been, because he's been pretty consistent.
Last night to a Leeds podcaster, and he's caught the eye on a number of occasions. Takes the lead, but I think United, it kind of rocked United. They scored inside the first minute, and it completely knocked them. They kept going down that left hand side. Ayling had a tough first 15-20 minutes. Garnacho was running in, didn't really hurt.
Yeah, so I see that in the highlights. Garnacho looked like he was doing pretty well, and he just, some of it, he held the ball a bit too long, or maybe they got players around him quicker than he could kind of decide what he was going to do. But he needs some games. The more games he gets, he will progress. But the problem with that is that Rashford is doing his thing at the moment, so they want to play in the same position unless they're going to move Rashford from time to time into the middle where he played early in the season. And, you know, did something. He was doing bits in the middle as out of necessity, and he's kind of moved out to left since they got the guy from Burnley. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Garnacho can get enough minutes with Rashford playing the way he's playing.
Hurt him, but looked like it was going to be Garnacho eventually was going to get the better of him. But I thought Ayling grew into the game. Leeds were superb defensively. First half,
not second half.
Absolutely brilliant first half. United off it. You know that they were off it. They were getting into good areas, couldn't punish. I don't really remember. There was a save from Sabitzer that Melié's tipped around the post. Other than that, was there a great? Can't really recall too much.
They
Disappointing
really
United
at the back. You know, and I've been surprised with that because Manchester United have been solid recently, but in the first half.
Well, Harrison had a couple of chances where it seemed like there was where Casemiro normally is, there was a chasm. Not Casemiro, a chasm. He's gone through a couple of... I felt his selection of passes, Harrison.
That's another thing. Casemiro has become to Man United what I thought Varane would become to Man United. You know, that classy player from a top club that they couldn't believe they signed. So they will always miss him when he's not playing.
Not the right selection, but if he's going to play that pass, it's got to be better. Played a couple into Bamford, couldn't quite bring it down.
Bamford. Like 2-3 seasons ago, he was flying, because I've never been his biggest fan, but he come up into the league and he done very well for 1 or 2 seasons. But since that injury, he has not been the same. And I thought it would take him a season to get it back, and he hasn't really had that. He was rushed back, I think, at the end of last season because they thought they were going to get relegated, and he hasn't had that time to kind of find his bearings, a bit like Virgil did when he had that injury. But yeah, Bamford, I'm not really seeing too much or hearing too much from him.
I thought Nonto was excellent. Look, Leeds can be so proud of that. As managers, Leeds, that's not a good result for United. That's a bad result because we all expected United to go there in front of the crowd, close the gap. Are they in a title race? Based on what I've seen tonight, they're nowhere near Arsenal and Man City. They're not. I've not seen Arsenal play.
Come on, Jace, injuries.
Yeah, well, there's your problem. The fact that you've got injuries and suspensions, and that's the sort of performance you get. Yeah, I think United fans will be coming away, even though they were 2-0 down. That will feel a bit like a defeat. That's two big points dropped.
That's true. I never considered that they'd be in a title race. I think a few weeks ago, when Liverpool were close to Man United, and I saw Man United, they won a game. Can't remember who against, and I thought, wow, they're not too far off the top two. But he's right. They're nowhere near as good as the top two. I mean, if they do manage to put some sort of challenge together, it is overperformance and a testament to the manager, really.
Against the side that don't have a manager. I don't wonder what Jesse Marsh thought of that. they were brilliant.
Well, I think Leeds fans would be happy with the performance.
Oh, they were excellent.
It was a no manager bounce.
It was a no manager bounce. Has that ever happened before?
It was a no manager bounce.
Yeah, that happens because the players know that they have to play hard for the next manager coming in, I suppose.
No manager bounce.
Yeah,
well, they got a bounce for having no manager. When it's in the dugout, there's a no manager bounce. But yeah, I mean, I think those Leeds fans leaving Old Trafford now can come home thinking, you know what, we have got a team there. They work their tail off. Adams in the middle of the park with McKennie, superb. I mean, the
American duo, the dynamic duo from America that they signed for the American manager that they now have got rid of. But a lot of teams were looking at that Tyler Adams. I think that's his name. McKennie played at Juve and he played a lot of games. Well, I've seen him play a few games for them. A lot of the times when I watched him, he was playing wherever they told him to play. So, you know, they had a good nucleus of trying to do something, and they just got rid of Jesse maybe too soon. He saved them last year, and now he's the victim of the similar situation as how he got the job.
Forget, they had to deal with 2 injuries. 2 players had to come off inside 20 minutes.
Yeah.
One through concussion. There was another one.
Who was that?
I can't remember. Was it someone else came off through
Sinistera come off, I think.
Sinistera. So you think they've got to deal with that? Anyway, when they took the lead, it took Man United. Wasn't until the second goal went in. Good to see Sancho. So there were positives for United.
Positive. Jadon Sancho back on the football pitch.
Good to see him
looking
back.
Good.
Yeah, I think if this works, it's a masterstroke from Eric Ten Hag. If he sent him away to sort his fitness out, brought him back, not put him back in the team, made him train hard, working him on substitutions, and he scored a goal today, and he looked pretty good. His first touch was good. I'm not sure about his 1v1 at the moment. I'm still not sure about it in this league. But yeah, if it works, you know, we'll know over the course of the rest of this season and next season if what Ten Hag did is going to get the best out of Sancho.
Looking good. We're still yet to see that player that everyone spoke about at Dortmund. But fingers crossed for him, that will come. But I think United will go home and wake up tomorrow feeling that actually that's not.
So the title race is over. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't know. It's not over.
Or did it ever start?
But it's not over. But based on what?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They were never in the title race. Just because you're near it doesn't mean you're in it, or just because you could be near it. I'm not going to say they're near it because City are 5-8 points off. I can't remember. So whatever Man United are further behind, they're not in it. They're near it.
Seen United this season and gone, yeah, they can win it. They can get close, but I don't think we've ever gone, that's the performance, they can win it. That's the one you go, okay, put your money on them. Arsenal have been too solid and too consistent, too good. City, they've had their wobbles themselves, but look where they are in the league table. I think they'll end up third, United, and that's a good season, by the way.
That's progress.
Better than they were.
Win the Carabao Cup, finish third. That's fair enough.
Yeah, still work.
I hope Newcastle win that, by the way.
Not quite. That's where.
Not because I'm against Man United, which I am sometimes, but Newcastle. I remember being younger, and there was always, I think it was a cup final or something. Maybe Shearer was in it, and they were saying that Newcastle hadn't won a cup or anything for 50 years. I'm not sure what it stands at now, because I don't think they haven't won anything. They've not won anything in my short stint on the earth. So I hope they do get their hands on it. And plus, what's the manager's name? The former Bournemouth guy. He's doing really well at Newcastle.
I saw tonight, not quite.
Okay, what about Leeds? Just on them as a club, they've been struggling at the minute. They've got no manager. Did you see enough in that performance tonight to say, okay, they can stay up?
You have to say yes, don't you? You have to say yes. Go to a side.
That last spot at the moment is up for grabs, isn't it, in the relegation zone?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of teams there who...
Yeah, I mean, that's why Jesse got the sack, in it, because he's spent some money. He's been able to put more bodies additionally on the squad from last year. From what I've seen, don't take that as a fact, and they are where they are. I mean, I think I'll leave the video there, and then I'm not sure where they are in the league table. Let's have a look. What is that? 16th. West Ham. Oh my gosh. West Ham and Leeds are near the relegation zone. Hold on. 19, 19, 18, 7. Any of these guys can get out. Somebody big is going down. Leicester could get dragged into it. Nottingham Forest, Palace. Jeez. Liverpool are 10 points off West Ham. 17th. That's my team. This is crazy. Yeah, but I think I'll leave it there. So, just wanted to react, because they're normally a bit over the top, but it don't seem to have been there. So, Leeds could go down, and that normally signifies some sort of shopping for the teams in the Premier League that remain. Maybe even some of the bigger teams, if they got an eye on some of their players. But yeah, it was 2-2, and Man United are progressing, even though this might be a setback to some. They are progressing, unfortunately. Anyway, that's the video. Thanks a lot.